Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Whale Island. In the last episode, Shortcake and Sugar conquered the bear hyena that threatened their family. With their help, of course, they all banded together, and despite their lack of claws, they were able to send the bear hyena packing. So I think Meme will be quite impressed with us, at least for now. We shouldn't have to worry about too many of her challenges, but we will have to make sure that we're breeding claws onto our babies, just for the future. Or maybe at the very least the crown of ram horns. Quite a few of our creatures have lost those. And I mean, our creatures with the antennas are completely different. They're the only ones who aren't gaining a little extra strength from having something in their horn slot. They are, however, predicting the weather for us, though unfortunately I have noticed a bit of a glitch. Do you guys remember how sometimes when we would reload the game, the weather would change? It would either be raining or it would suddenly be really dry. Well, apparently that glitch works for their visions too. It seems as if it's saying it will be sunny instead in 2 days. In the last episode it said it would rain, so I guess they're not quite so sure anymore. They're only babies though, so I guess it's to be expected. They're still learning about their strange and unique powers. And since they're the only ones on the island to ever experience this, it can't be too easy to figure out. Solaris is kind of in the same boat right now, since he's our only winged creature who can actually fly, though he is far more eager to test out his abilities than our shy little oracles. And poor Bree, your father keeps ruining your hiding places, huh? I guess we'll have her skitter into the grass over here, though that will bring her quite close to Ryuga and Marco. She probably didn't even know that they were hiding in this tall grass, because they're pretty good at camouflaging themselves too. They were lying in wait out here, in case the bear hyena decided to stumble around this way. They were making sure that nothing could get to Magnus's babies, and they did a very, very good job of protecting them. But Magnus isn't going to let Bree get too far away from his watch, especially because she doesn't have that purring magic, so she could get hurt quite easily. I think Rarera still has a little bit of damage left on her too, from her run-in with the coconut trees. But maybe her son Dimitri could test out his healing powers by purring for her instead. We'll just have to wait until he grows his next gem, so his healing powers will be ready. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of our oldest tribe mates will be passing away soon, probably within this very episode. Kuvan is on his very last day, and Periwinkle only has a couple days left as well. So we'll have them pack up their nests and just spend their last days side by side. I think Periwinkle would appreciate that, and I know that their children are going to stay very close by too. We might as well have Shortcake scoot over here so they can clear out more of this grass. Now that they know the dangers of the tall grass, they are going to be very, very careful about what gets near their babies. And it seems as if that pesky Dodomingo has returned to your nest. I mean, I guess Chaos could probably take a swipe too. He does have the scorpion tail. He is one of our few in this family who is not one of the tricksters. Oh, and it looks like Quirk has his mermaid tail on today, and Pika actually has the scorpion tail instead. Oh my gosh, have you two switched places? Well, I hope that's not going to be a problem with that poison. Oh my gosh, I wonder if he's going to end up passing away because of this, because he let his guard down, he let his illusions fall. Well, this might be our last chance to have a baby with you two then. I mean, Nebula's on her last day too. So go ahead and breed with Nebula. She can place down a nest right on the shore. Just as the Dodomingo moves away, of course. Well, Chaos is going to keep a very close eye on you. Yeah, let's have him take a swipe. I don't think he would stand for any teasing from the Dodomingos. That also means that he will have to take care of his new sibling if both of his parents end up passing away on the very same day. So I mean, he does have a lot of work ahead of him, but I'm sure our little tricksters will manage. Quirk will have to make sure to pass on the knowledge about the Pearl-snouts too. Maybe he can just whisper in their ear that he's related to the Grand Quirk. And if he happens to find somebody like Marco, he'll help Pika out, no questions asked. On the other hand, if they run into Zoe instead... Oh, can you imagine how heartbroken Perry would be? If on some of her very last days she watches her children get sucked away by the tricksters again. She thought she had left her brother's scheming ways far behind her, so there wouldn't even be a reason for her to warn her children. Why would she think that Zoe would cross paths with the tricksters again? But we should just be down to Hockey, who has stumbled his way directly into the mole metropolis. There are so many moles and bunnies and roots out here. I mean, this has to be one of the most plentiful areas that we have found on this island so far. But unfortunately, there aren't too many creatures for us to share it with. We're still waiting for more wanderers to show up. But so far, Dasher's singing has only really attracted that bluebird. I mean, she's still just hovering directly over his head. And unless she thinks that he's going to make a particularly appetizing lunch, I think that grand peacock tail might have something more to do with it. We should be ready to skip the turn now, though. So let's see if Quirk is going to be okay, or if his mermaid tail is actually going to be the end of him. Are you all right, little guy? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, I thought he was okay! Oh, the poison came so late! The poor thing didn't make it after all. And he's left behind his one last son. Another scorpion-tailed baby just like Chaos. So at least this one won't have to worry about that curse. This one will be just fine, protected from all of the poison berries. He even has the nimble fingers too, so at least he can collect plenty of them just like his brother Pika. But now that you're awake, little one, go ahead and scoop up those coconuts and then get out from under that tree. You are not the most skilled at knocking down coconuts, I'm afraid. It is a very, very tricky skill to master. So after we get you all healed up, we'll see if your brothers have any more luck. We can't forget to name this little baby either. So the next name on my list is Samuel. Welcome to our tribe, little one. The very last son of the magnificent Quirk, the deity of illusions. So I guess this means that Solaris can start taking his journeys now too. He's just one day away from growing his final gem, but I know he is quite eager to set off and explore the worlds. I think it would be very hard for him to listen to his mother now, and she is quite distracted anyway, what with this brand new little baby in the nest. So you know, let's have you fly all the way up here with the Dasher to see what this little guy is getting himself into. Maybe you could even try to teach him how to sing better? I wonder if you could lend him any pointers? Solaris is one of our mermaids after all. He might not have the tail, but he does have the genetics. It's in his blood to sing. So with any luck, his guidance might be just what Dasher needs. I feel like Barbas never really took him seriously. And in all honesty, he had no reason to. Dasher was just some strange kid that he found sitting on his throne while he was away. He was definitely no royalty, and it's clear that he doesn't quite know how to lead a tribe. He's just kind of stumbling his way through this whole thing. But maybe someday he'll have troops that can even rival the mermaids. That's the hope anyway. So unfortunately, Periwinkle, it does look like your mate has passed away. I know she's not going to want to leave his gravesite, so we'll have her just paw at the ground, maybe try to dig up some extra roots, as we come over here and take a look at our newest little winged baby. So it looks like he is just like his sisters. He only has one of those wings on him, which means he won't be able to take to the skies like Solaris. But it's kind of funny how he almost looks like a mix between the sisters. Maybe he'll be a good one to travel along with them too. the third goofy member of their trio. Now as for you, the next name on my list is Zed. So once again, welcome to our tribe, little one. Your mother won't feel quite so concerned about you, knowing that you will be staying on the ground right by her side. Now let's have Sugar and Shortcake get back to picking up these acorns, now that those pesky berryenas are out of the way. And I suppose Ducky, in memory of his good friend Kuvan, could go out searching for those roots that he was never able to dig up. I'm sure Kuvan would have marked a bit of a pathway, maybe little pecks on the ground, like a trail of breadcrumbs leading Ducky straight to the food. Dimitri's second gem means that he should be able to purr for his mother now. So let's have him use his healing magic, and hopefully that'll get rid of that very last day's worth of damage on her lifespan. She is one lucky, lucky shark. Not only has she had plenty of oracle babies, but she's also been pretty much free to investigate whatever takes her fancy. Roots, shells, coconuts, and nothing can really harm her with so many creatures who are watching her back. But let's have Bree maybe scoot her way deeper into the tall grass, just trying to find a nice quiet place to rest her head, somewhere far away from all of the commotion of the tribe, all of these creatures tearing away at the tall grass, getting rid of her hiding places. I'm sure they don't even realize that it's causing her concern, because she's so very quiet. Maybe they haven't learned her antenna language yet? Though I wouldn't be surprised if she had developed a special language with her little brother Dimitri. Maybe he could lend a hand in communicating for her, if he knows how to talk a bit louder than she does. Now, Akira and Sirius, you guys are seriously going to have to look for some creatures to help you out too. I know Van Kier put a lot of trust in you, but you have really isolated yourself from a lot of your other tribe mates. It's going to take a long, long journey before you find anyone again, so hopefully that won't spell disaster for your harvest. And you have plenty of little bunnies coming out to investigate you, Solaris. Oh, wait a second. Oh, we can actually attack these creatures too? Fly and attack prey? Okay, we have to try this out. So we can just swoop in and jump on the bunny? Oh, if only you had the ram horns or something. Then you would have been able to pick off the bunny with ease. Well, that's quite interesting. So we could have some serious hunters in the tribe. If they had the wings, they could literally jump from like across the island to get the bunnies away from our berries. Oh, and hello. You didn't think I would notice you, did you, little guy? Well, I'm sure Hawkeye didn't notice, but Serena is pretty sharp. So even though Solaris didn't catch the bunny, I wonder if maybe he would have gotten a little bit of bunny fluff or something. Just a little bit of fur in his claws, a little trinket of the high savannas that he could fly all the way back down to Zoe as something of a gift, I guess. I can definitely see him collecting little trinkets and treasures all around the island. Since he has it in him to do so much exploring, he has the capability at least. And she is a bit more landbound with her double running legs. He would at least want her to experience that same taste of freedom, so he'll try to bring back little souvenirs from every place that he passes. And you know what, Solaris? If this is the same bunny, why don't you go ahead and pounce on that too? You can leave that behind as a little parting gift for Dasher, because I'm sure you're quite excited to swoop back down here and see your father again. You have lots of news to share about the strange kingdom building in the north, led by someone with a grand peacock tail. And I'm sure that description alone would remind Barbas of Dasher. But he is on his very last day now, and without an heir with the mermaid tail to truly take his place, I guess that means that Anara is going to be our active queen on this island, at least for now. Maybe we could even have her have just one last baby. We'll have to bring somebody over here to protect little Zed, of course. I think Shortcake is going to go after the bunny to feed him, but then we'll have Sugar scoot to his side and pick up the bunny meat. So at least we know that Zed will be very, very well fed. Anara truly has nothing to worry about. Little Zed is in very capable wings. So let's bring Anara over to Barbas' side if we can. We're only going to have one chance to do this. Only one chance to have another baby. There we go, and it looks like it worked. So I suppose she could always set up right on top of the throne, put a nest on the stump, and cross our fingers for a baby just like Solaris. After Anara eventually passes away, if we don't have a more suitable creature, I can definitely see her passing the role over to Solaris. But he's going to have to settle down if he wants to make that happen. And I mean, look at how far he can go. Do you really think a bird like this will want to stay in one place? Well, after you give Zoe her latest trinket, why don't you fly way over here and see if you can get to know these little babies. They've been left all alone with the skeletons of their parents, but they seem to be getting along quite well. And that's all well and good, because it's time for Pika to put his trickster skills to the test. We'll scoot him on over here so we can try to sweet talk Zoe into potentially purring for him so he can keep that magic on him at all times. That way he should be able to heal all of that damage and maybe even scoop up some more of those coconuts too. We'll have him wait right here for now, just so he doesn't end up hitting himself in the head again, but he could definitely gobble up some good food for his family, especially as Barbas is about to pass away, so he wouldn't really notice anyways. Now it looks like we have our first baby in this family, who actually doesn't have the antenna. He has the ram horns instead. So I guess Animeme really was impressed by our previous victory. He will definitely be the more brash and fiery of his siblings. I can see him dashing circles around our poor oracles, but he'll also be able to keep them quite safe. The next name on my list is Kyla, so welcome to our tribe, little one. We have had quite a few males born in the tribe lately, so hopefully some more female babies will make themselves apparent soon. Oh, and Bree is all grown up now? Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we'll have to be careful then. We don't want you to run into any trouble out here. This is all unexplored territory after all, so I suppose there could always be a rogue male lurking in the darkness. But is this not the perfect place for her? A little secluded oasis all to herself? She has beautiful flowers to roll around in. She has the tide pools over here with fish. She even has some very interesting trees to poke around in too. And it's all so far away from the rest of the tribe that she doesn't have to worry about anyone disturbing her. So she has found her own hidden realm. And I just realized that Marco actually has the tail fin on too. Oh, I guess you're a little bit more connected to Quirk than we thought. You have also let down your guard now that he has passed away. I wonder if he could sense it, even from the other side of the island. If he did, then it must have been a very tough thing for poor Marco to swallow. He hasn't had very much luck lately, it seems. All of his plans have gone awry. He lost the love of his life to King Barbas, and now his trickster brother has passed away too. So I'd imagine, even with so many creatures by his side, he must be feeling quite alone right now. Well, Rivera, you're feeling much better, so why don't we actually have you go diving into the water? She hasn't spent much time inside the ocean in a while, so as long as those pesky leeches aren't looking to munch on her, she should be free to explore for more resources. Oh, actually, she might even bring Kylo down here. Maybe he could munch on one of these water-breathing plants. That way she could have a bit more company. I'm sure she would love to take her babies diving. They don't have the water body like she does, but they can always find a way to work around it. So Dasher, do you want to give it another try? I think your bluebird friend might actually be gone. So maybe that's what you need to really attract some attention. Maybe that bluebird was a little bit too intimidating for wanderers, and they didn't want to risk getting swept into the skies. It would be excellent if Hockey and Serena could breed, but unfortunately they both do have immunity gene A, and I believe Dasher is also carrying the same immunity gene. So this kingdom is really down on their luck right now. We need to find them some way to survive, and very, very quickly. So Hockey, are you all out of your moles? You only have one more back here, and then you'll have to explore different areas if you want to find more food to eat. Well, luckily you can scoot all the way down here to swipe this one up for us. And now we're getting very, very close to that other swamp too. The very same one that Akira is actually making his way toward. Though again, both of them have immunity gene A. Everyone on this side of the island is just down on their luck. And we have so few females to work with too. Maybe we need to focus on our wings then? If Shortcake and Sugar could have some good winged babies, then we could definitely ship off some creatures to join their troops. We just need a good way to cross those giant gaps more easily. So it looks like Ryuga is compatible with both of the winged sisters. And since he did help them with their Bergina situation anyways, maybe they would be more willing to start a family with him. We'll have to see once they have a little bit more energy to spare. Now you guys, as always, pick your poison berries, clear out the grass around this healing fruit. Oh, and it looks like you guys have more resources out here than you knew. We have some plants that we can pick up nesting material from, which is probably just what they made these nests from as well. Oh, that would be the perfect gift for little Solaris to bring back to Zoe. Hopefully he doesn't notice that Pika is getting awfully comfy with her. I wonder if he would get particularly jealous. He is his father's son after all, and Barbas was known for his jealous streak. But with today being his very final day, we're ready to say goodbye to the King of the Mermaids. Oh, and it looks like the skeletons actually stay on top of the stumps now. That's kind of neat. They used to sink below them and disappear, but now we'll forever know that this was Barbas' throne. So before we have Inara reclaim it as her own, let's just make sure that there's no danger in the tall grass that we need to be made aware of. It looks like there were no growls today, but did I just see a massive swarm of moles again? Oh my goodness. Talk about Mole Metropolis. Hockey, what on earth have you gotten yourself into? 4 new moles from the hunt, right after he finished hunting the other swarm? Like, he is going to need some serious help. More than just Serena picking off the bunnies. Well, can you try again, Dasher? Try again to call somebody to help you guys out? I mean, at this point, I'm thinking that he might be better off just exploring with the rest of his tribe mates. The singing thing is not happening, so we really need to pick a better plan. Now, as our winged sisters set their little brother up to maybe do a bit of acorn collecting, just so somebody is still picking up all of this food while they're gone, they can swoop on over here and maybe get to know Ryuga a bit better. I wonder if they could even use this big tree as cover for all of their nests. It is awfully close to our Oracle's little oasis, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind having a few babies in her midst. She can maybe spend more time by the jungles. Though let's just do a bit of sniffing first, to make sure there's no danger in there. I suppose there's always a chance that some carnivorous plant could spawn in those jungle tiles, so we might want to make sure she has some backup. And honestly, there's no better soul than Dimitri himself, another one of our quiet little oracles. We'll bring him through the tall grass too, and on the next turn he can settle down right next to her, and they can try their hand at cracking open the coconuts together as they wait for the rains to come. So if we go ahead and place the wings into both of Ryuga's slots, Whoops, we want to go into the mutation menu to do that? Then maybe we'll get lucky and see the wings on their babies. It'll be just like when we bred Barbas with Inara. It won't work 100% of the time, but it will at least increase the odds. Oh, and I just noticed that they all have the bird beak in their genetics too. So I guess there's always a chance that we could see our very first beaked winged creatures as well. And that would certainly be a sight for the bluebird to fear. Oh, I wonder what she would think of that. If she decides to swoop around our island again. Next time she knocks on our doors, we're going to have beaked creatures who look just like she does. So we might as well place the ram horns into their mutation menus. That way they'll have that extra little boost in strength. And as we learned from Solaris, that's actually quite important if they want to do any hunting. I wonder if the Berryina hind legs would even help out in that case. We don't have access to them in this tribe because we haven't seen any Berryinas yet, or friendly Berryinas rather. But it would give us another way to attack without sacrificing our wings. I think we'll pop the wings in their second slots for extra good luck. And then we should be ready to get started on this family. So come on over here, Ryuga. If you could possibly breed with both of these females. Oh no, is their fertility going to get in the way? I didn't actually take a look at that. We don't really have access to too many of the fertility genes. But it's not that bad. It must have just been a little bit of poor luck, so it probably won't happen again. Now Magnus knows that his mate really wants to take Kyla diving, so let's have him purr just in case. He is probably a little bit concerned that his son will get swept away by the waves. So we'll just do the responsible thing and have him purr before he leaves. And it looks like Ducky's final day is drawing near as well. So I can't imagine him doing anything other than this. He would want to spend his final days digging up those tasty roots, just like his very good friend Kuvan. We have Shock by the shore, picking up his berries, because his sister is a little bit distracted. Though Pika has gotten what he needs now, so I think he's ready to return to his family, and ready to investigate those strange coconuts again. It's going to leave Zoe a little bit confused and shaken, as she has so many flighty boys in her life, but at least she knows that Solaris will always make his way back. So I wonder if she thinks the same of Pika as well. Surely he's going to return, after he finishes whatever grand adventure he has to go on. Oh my gosh, that hopping animation. The flight is still my absolute favorite. They look so cute when they're gliding through the sky. So can Solaris even pick up these plants? He probably doesn't have any collecting ability, does he? Oh, if he had the bird beak instead, I think that would let him pick up the twigs. So he's going to have to settle with, like, struggling to pick them up with his toes, because he has to bring a gift back to Zoe. He absolutely can't return empty-handed. Maybe Sirius would notice his struggles and hand him a couple. It's not as if they really need to use it right now, and what's more important is that they're actually on good terms with this bird, because now Solaris knows that they're harboring one of these very important healing plants. The only one that we've found so far on this entire island, in fact. So this is a very important location for our tribe, and especially for our per-snout healers. Maybe once the word is out, some of our finest healers might even want to take a journey to it just to see it with their own eyes. In fact, if it weren't for their love for secluded places, I would think that our oracles would be very interested in the healing fruits too. But I'm not sure that they'll want to leave their sweet little oasis. The oasis of the oracles, in fact. Their own personal little paradise. So in the next episode, we'll see if our winged sisters have any luck breeding more birds. And we'll also see if anything becomes of all of Solaris's gifts. Maybe that'll be enough to win Zoe's favor and win her heart in the process. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!